We begin tonight with a report from the 12 News I-Team. Imagine writing a negative online review about a bad experience and then getting slapped with a steep fine for posting that review. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. It seems outrageous, but that's exactly what's happening to a Scottsdale man who posted a negative review about his property management company. The company has a clause in the lease agreement barring residents from posting any bad reviews online.
But as the 12 News I-Team's Bianca Bono reports, this may not be legal.
When Adrian Paul and his wife sold their North Scottsdale home late last year, they were looking for a condo to rent in the interim. They came across this complex near 96th Street and Via Linda that checked their boxes.
We prefer this part of town now and the walkability to a number of things.
He says they intentionally signed the lease a month before they needed to be out of their home to give themselves breathing room. But things quickly took a turn when they visited the condo before their move-in date.
There was an enormous patch of black mold.
They asked the property management company, Denali Real Estate, to fix it. Then they needed to be out of the home they sold. And when they got back to the condo, Paul said it still wasn't ready.
There were holes in the wall. There was carpet missing.
He began messaging Denali, asking them to assist. But he says his requests were ignored. So he turned to the internet.
I did what most people would do. I just posted online. Reviews are the way we keep people accountable.
He posted reviews about his negative experience on both Yelp and Google. He couldn't believe what happened next.
Rather than galvanizing them into action, I noticed that they had imposed a $4,000 charge, which apparently related to 2 complaints I'd made.
All of a sudden, his account, which previously showed a $2,200 credit, showed that he now owed $1,800, reflective of a $4,000 charge.
In their lease agreement, they've included a provision to essentially to stifle and suppress any negative reviews by saying that if you provide a negative review, we'll charge you $2,000 for each one.
Lo and behold, in the middle of Denali's 21-page lease agreement, they include a non-disparagement clause, barring comments or statements, including negative online reviews, negative ratings of 3 out of 5 stars or less, and negative posts on all social media and review platforms. Warning, the penalty for violating the clause is $2,000 per occurrence.
This idea of suppressing all negative feedback, for me, was just completely opposite of what any successful business should be pursuing.
It didn't sit well with you.
Not at all. No, it was outrageous.
And the Federal Trade Commission agrees. In 2016, the Consumer Review Fairness Act was passed to shield consumers from this type of practice. It protects people's ability to share honest opinions. It makes it illegal for a company to use a contract provision that imposes a penalty or fee against someone who gives a review.
How concerned are you that other neighbors, folks that have lived in one of these Denali properties, have also been slapped with these very steep fines and actually paid it?
Well, that's exactly why I reached out to you.
I'm a reporter with 12 News in Phoenix.
For days, 12 News has made repeated attempts to reach Denali Real Estate for comment, over the phone and through email.
I did send him a very detailed email laying out all of the questions that we have.
No one has gotten back to us.
We're standing in the master bedroom.
As for Paul,
We've now got what looks like rat droppings in the corner.
the nightmare at his condo continues. Water damage from recent storms has turned his master bedroom into this.
According to them, this is still habitable.
Yes.
He hopes by sharing his story, he can educate other consumers about the federal protections in place and encourage companies to change their ways.
This is clearly a matter of public interest. Companies like Denali feel they can stifle and suppress customer feedback. Corrupting the review process is absolutely unlawful.
And Paul has filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau and plans to file additional complaints with the FTC and the Attorney General's office. If anything like this has happened to you, you are urged to do the same. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Well, for the second straight day, the valley's seeing some monsoon storm activity. Take a look at this time lapse of a dust storm that rolled through the southeast valley. An ADOT camera on State Route 347 at Riggs Road captured this video around 5:30 today, so right in the middle of the evening commute.
Meteorologist Chris Dunn joins us now with our weather impact forecast. Chris, some solid storm activity earlier this evening. Is there anything still out there?
Yeah, there is some additional storm action out there in parts of the state. For the valley, I think everything has gone to bed and is going to go to rest for several days. In fact, probably the better part of the next week ahead. There was a sneaky storm that popped up just to the west of Maricopa, right through Maricopa, and then it cruised through northern Pinal County and sent out that gusty outflow that resulted in our dust advisory for a time in this part of the valley: Gilbert, Chandler, Sun Lakes, Tempe. But as you can see, things are very quiet right now. Other parts of the state, not so much. We still have some of this rain going on. Florence, Coolidge, and then moving up towards Globe and Miami in the higher elevations out to the east of the valley. Here's some of the rain reports: 1600s in Maricopa, Mesa with 4 100s, and Sky Harbor, the big 0. So not everybody getting the rain today, not like last night. Showers are finished. Yeah, we're done with that. Staying humid, and it will be a sunny 4th of July. Right now, we're sitting at 91 degrees. Our relative humidity, 36%. So our dew point is still elevated, 61-degree dew point, and that means it's still a little bit on the humid side. Coming up, we have a weather impact alert for the return of extreme heat. That's in the 7-day forecast. Back to you.
Oh boy. All right, Chris, thank you. Well, yesterday's storms caused some major problems for parts of Arizona just south of Prescott Valley and Mayer. Flash flooding turned roads into rushing rivers. Take a look at all of that. The Yavapai County Flood Control District sent us this video showing water surging through the Hackberry Creek after some heavy rain yesterday. Now, this all was caused by just a few inches of rain that fell in a very short period of time. It's a stark reminder that flash floods can strike fast and to never try to drive through those flooded areas.
Meanwhile, take a look at these photos from the McDowell-Sonoran Preserve in Scottsdale. Yesterday's storms brought down this massive saguaro right in the middle of the trail. Officials say thousands of people have taken photos with that cactus over the years, and they're sad to lose it. Well, if you haven't already, be sure and check out our 12 News Monsoon Special streaming right now on 12 Plus. Just download the app on your TV and watch for free.
New at 10, surprise police have arrested 2 suspects who they say are responsible for over dozens of robberies just over the last few months. Police say that 52-year-old Daniel David and 43-year-old Todd Scharbaum carried out 41 separate burglaries, taking advantage of unlocked doors and stealing garage remotes. Now, police identified the suspects using surveillance footage and also license plate readers and brought them into custody yesterday. Now, both men are facing dozens of counts of 2nd and 3rd degree burglary.
In national news tonight, the so-called Big Beautiful Bill is now headed to the president's desk. The spending bill, which passed in the House this morning, represents the bulk of President Trump's legislative agenda. It extends tax cuts that Trump enacted in 2017 and approves hundreds of millions of dollars in new defense spending and mass deportation plans. But it also includes steep cuts to Medicaid and food stamps and environmental concerns. Here in Arizona, local leaders are sounding the alarm, saying those cuts will negatively impact low-income families. Advocates for the vulnerable populations in our state are concerned about cuts to food banks, disability services, and widespread cuts to health care.
We know that more than 300,000 Arizonans will lose health care as a result of this bill. That's real people. We're talking about access, Medicaid. We're also talking about the Affordable Care Act. Both of these are being gutted.
All of Arizona's Republican congressional members voted for the bill. Republican Congressman Abe Hamadeh of Peoria is defending his vote, saying the bill delivers historic tax relief for workers, including tax cuts on tips and overtime.